to let you watch her?
So that I could kill my sister.
Okay.
This is Keith, a brother who has just lost his little sister. But little do the police officers know that this seemingly innocent boy has committed the unthinkable crime. The chilling details he's about to share are one of the worst, most horrifying confessions ever. Case number 1, Keith Randich. On the evening of May 22, 2009, 18-year-old Keith Randich made a series of unsettling calls to 911. The first call was brief and ominous, with Keith simply urging, "Come over quick," before abruptly hanging up. Minutes later, he called again, saying, "Get over here." When no one came, he dialed 911 a third time. This call, however, was even more disturbing than the previous two. Turns out that Keith was frantic because his little sister lay dying in the basement. When the police finally arrived, Keith was standing at the front door waiting for them. He was drenched in blood. The officers, confused and alarmed, asked where the injured girl was, and Keith calmly directed them to the basement. Down in the basement, the officers found 4-year-old Sabrina Clement lying on her back in a pool of blood, her throat slashed. The blood had soaked into the carpet beneath her feet. A household steak knife coated in blood lay on the ground between her legs and feet. Sabrina was dressed in a multicolored shirt pulled up around her chest with pink shorts and socks. Despite the paramedics' efforts to find any sign of life, it was too late. Sabrina was already gone. As investigators searched the house, they discovered 7 red stains on the kitchen floor, the sink, and the counter. Traces of...
That opening is hard to process. What stands out isn't just the brutality, it's the calm. Keith doesn't run. He doesn't hide. He waits, covered in blood. That kind of stillness after something so violent immediately tells investigators one thing: this wasn't panic. This was control.
Blood that had already dried. They also found a wall-mounted telephone, its receiver smeared with blood, and more droplets leading down the stairs to the basement. Both Keith and his 16-year-old brother were taken into custody. Keith's brother had been playing video games the whole time and was unaware of the situation. They were transported to the Will County Sheriff's Office. At the station, the 16-year-old was questioned first, but the cops knew right away that the real culprit was someone else. And now, it was Keith's turn to talk.
The following interrogation has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney and a licensed clinical psychologist.
The Will County Investigation Office, downtown Joliet here.
Yes.
You've been moved from the Mokina Police Department here. I have to ask you once again, did any police officers ever talk to you about the incident that happened today so far? Ask you any questions on what happened.
Okay, wait, yes, I forgot to mention this.
Okay.
Right when I went in the car the first time.
Okay.
Not the police officer in that car, but another police officer just said, what was in your what was going through your blank mind?
Okay.
But that's as much as...
That's all that was asked, so they didn't ask any particulars or anything like that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you need a water?
No.
No bathroom breaks?
No.
You're all good.
Yeah.
Hi, Keith. I know I introduced myself back at the station, but if you didn't remember, I'm Detective Lothan,
Right.
and I'm with the Mokina Police Department.
Yes.
If you want to throughout the interview, call me Jason if you want, or Jay.
Okay.
That's fine,
Right.
okay? You like to be called Keith?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is Detective...
I'm Detective Trakey.
You go to Lincoln Way?
Yes.
Okay.
East.
East?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you, a senior?
Yeah.
Getting ready to graduate?
Was.
The officers started off with some easy questions, trying to make Keith feel at ease. It's a common technique to help the person relax and open up. Keith answered politely and seemed confident, but his body told a different story. He was clearly nervous, his hands fidgeting, his eyes shifting around the room, and there was a noticeable tension in his posture. And though he tried to act calm, it was obvious that something was bothering him.
We want to talk to you about what occurred.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read you your constitutional rights before we do that, okay? Why don't we just do this, Keith? Why don't we just start? Did you have school today?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you just start with how your day went? When you got out of school, what you did? Why don't you just take us through your day?
After I went out of school or before? Yeah. I talked to my mom about moving out. She said that I could stay, but I mean, she said that I just told her that I said that I wanted to move out and to a friend's house, but I didn't really want to do that. I got a firearm permit last week, and I wanted to buy a firearm, and she said I couldn't do that. So I was lying and saying I would move to a friend's house if she wouldn't let me buy it. And I wanted to use this because I'm my little sister.
This small detail at the end was the crucial clue. Keith told the officers that he believed his sister was being mistreated by another family member. Since he felt powerless to stop the other family member, he decided to take his sister's life instead.
That's how that happened. So.
You confronted your parents about?
Multiple occasions for like the past 2 years. I killed my sister. He had nothing to do with it. He was in his room. I told him he was watching.
This is where his story starts to crack. He frames murder as mercy, protection as love. But listen closely, every sentence centers him. His fear, his anger, his frustration, not her safety. That's a massive psychological red flag.
Watching her because my parents were at his dance. He was watching her. I said I would watch her. So he went up to his room. I took her down to my room, which is the basement. And we just watched SpongeBob, and she said she wanted to paint with me. So I took out a knife. It's very disturbing. I never did it. But I just wanted to protect my little sister from my...
Keith's body language says it all. He admitted to the crime, and his nervousness shows through his shaky voice and restless hand movements, clearly revealing his discomfort with what he's done. But this wasn't his first confession. In fact, during his third call to 911, he outright admitted to killing his sister. When the police arrived, he immediately said, "It was me." But the shocking details he would reveal next, no one could have seen them coming.
Did you guys ever start painting?
Painting?
You said she wanted to paint with you.
Right, no, I told her that she had to lie down and I would paint with her. That's what happened when I took out the knife.
Did you have the knife downstairs already? Where was the
It
knife?
was right here.
You had it inside your hoodie?
Yes.
How long had you been carrying the knife around?
Brought it like 5 minutes before I asked her to let me watch her.
How come you asked to let you watch her?
So that I could kill my sister.
When did you start thinking about that?
When my parents said that I couldn't buy my firearm, I knew that I couldn't kill her. But I never wanted to hurt my sister. I just wanted to protect her from that's it. But if you want to hear how she died, I don't know.
So you told her to lay down?
Right, and she was fully conscious, and she was talking to me during it. If I tell you this now, I mean, you're recording this, I don't have to say it in court or anything, right?
I don't know that for sure.
I mean, I really don't want to, talk about this that much.
He was upstairs.
Okay, he was watching TV with her in the living room first.
Okay.
Then I went in there and said, let me watch her. So he went upstairs to his room, then I took her downstairs to my room.
Keith began explaining his murder plan to the cops, and with each detail, it became clear that he was sealing his fate. He would be going behind bars. And perhaps in his nervousness, Keith went a bit too far with the horrifying details. But in doing so, it became painfully clear that he was reliving every moment of his sister's suffering. Each gruesome detail revealed just how much he felt the weight of what he had done to her.
Here's what happened. I came up from my room. I did the dishes real quick. Then I just took a knife, put it in my hoodie right away. Then I walked right in there and said that.
So, where did you get the knife?
Kitchen cabinet.
Did you have any conversation with her? You said that she was alert?
She was talking to me during it, and I was just trying to do it as quick as possible.
Okay.
But she was in a lot of pain.
I know it's tough.
Yeah.
We'll get you through this. Could you describe to me how you did it? Let's back up a minute. Could you tell me what kind of knife it was?
It wasn't a butter knife. It had like edges to it.
Like a steak knife type?
Right.
What kind of handle?
Just brown. It was like big.
Would you say like it was metal?
How big would you say?
The handle or the blade?
The whole knife.
Oh, the whole knife was maybe like this.
Was it one of those knives that you would find in your drawer with all your other forks and knives and spoons?
Yes, it was just like a steak knife. Okay. It wasn't anything like
wooden handle or something, or metal handle. I think
it was wooden.
Okay. And then you said you had her lay down on the ground?
Yeah, I told her to do that.
Okay. And this was in?
My room.
Your room, which is located?
The basement.
The basement, okay.
Did you tell her that you were going to do this?
No. I just said I love her, and then I took out the knife, and she smiled, and I made just a little cut of her neck, and I withdrew back because I was afraid, and then she screamed and grabbed her neck. She said, "No, stop," but I started doing it again, and then she started talking to me, and she was still conscious and said, "Why are you killing me?" So then I started on the right side. She didn't talk anymore, but she was still breathing and had her eyes open. Then when I came back down, it looked like she died.
This is one of those moments where commentary almost feels intrusive, because what you're hearing is a child's final confusion. And what makes it worse is how detailed he is. Not because detectives forced him, but because he's reliving it. That's not remorse. That's fixation.
I just said, "Come here," hung it up, went back downstairs, checked on her, and then went back up. I didn't hear any police cars, so I called again. I said, "Come here again." I hung it up. Then I looked outside for more. I was waiting. So then the police called back, so I picked it up. I said, "There was a murder," and then I was just explaining to them that I did it.
Where did you put the knife?
Oh, it was right next to her.
You just dropped it on the ground back?
Yes.
Okay.
Where were you when the police came?
I was waiting for them at the front door because the lady said, "Do you see the police outside?" I said, "No." So I hung up the phone and I walked to the front door, and then the police rang the doorbell. I opened the door, and then they just said, "Get down, Doc," because he said, what did you do to my baby?" So it's...
How do you think he knew what happened?
He saw the blood, and at first he didn't know it was my sister. But, one of the police officers said, "Who died?" I said, "My sister." And he said, "Where's she at?" I said, "The basement." Then got hysterical, and he said, "What did you do to my sister?" or something. So, I gave her a kiss, and I said, "I'm sorry I had to do this, but I really love my sister."
When did you do that? After you came back downstairs the
Right.
first time?
Yeah, I only went down one more time. Right after I called the police, I went back down, and that's when I did that. It looked like she was dead.
Keith displayed the ultimate signs of psychopathic behavior, committing a horrific act of violence, while still insisting he cared deeply for his victim. It was a chilling contradiction.
For me, how you did it? I mean, when you say the side, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, were you behind her?
No,
just
no.
kind of.
I was in front of her. She was lying down, right there. I just was kneeling, and I just did it like that, just to her neck.
Sabrina, up until that point in time?
Never.
It wasn't until your mom said, no, you're not getting a firearm.
She said I had to like go out and work for it, but he was tormenting my sister, like worse and worse every day.
Why did you choose her neck area?
I thought it'd be the fastest way to kill Sabrina, just as quick as possible without as much pain.
See this anywhere? I mean,
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've heard about it. Like, there was like people who strangled people. I didn't want to do that to her, but I mean, she was in an extreme amount of pain, though. I'll tell you that. She was screaming and crying and trying to fight me, but she couldn't fight back. So,
Did you ever think at some point in time you could have stopped?
I did. Right after I cut her neck the first time, I made a little cut, and then I stopped. And then she grabbed her neck, but I just kept going.
Spoke to some other family members, so we have a better idea of what was going on within your family. So,
sister, I mean, your
Yes.
blood.
Absolutely.
You never wanted to exclude her from the family?
Never.
did you ever have any ill feelings or discontent about her being born because it was with a different father?
No, I don't know why my mom said that. Okay.
The officers had already interrogated Keith's family, and his story about trying to protect his sister from harm didn't hold up. The supposed motive didn't add up, leaving the officers puzzled. They were now focused on uncovering the true reason behind this disturbing crime.
Could you be protecting Sabrina by doing what happened tonight?
Yeah.
Doing that. I mean, it's...
I'm not proud of that. There's no excuse for it. I knew what I was doing. It was premeditated, you could say. Looking back at
I just want to stop you real quick. When you say premeditated, what do you mean it could be premeditated?
like the legal definition, thought out. I thought about it like at 3:30. I did it at like a couple hours later, so I was not temporary insanity.
What happened, and that's what we're trying to figure out, because Keith, you're not telling us the whole story.
Alright, I told you what happened. My
But
mom
you're not
said I
telling us the
can't.
whole truth.
She said I couldn't buy a firearm. I wasn't going to get this firearm and just kill right away. I was never going to do that. That was just an option I wanted to have in case anything ever happened where he got out of control with my sister. But she said, there's no way you're getting this. And he's bigger than me, he's taller than me, he's a lot stronger than me. I would rather have got Christian out of the way than my sister, to be honest.
But you didn't, and you got rid of your only sister.
Right. And she was the person I loved the most in that family. She was my best friend.
Are we going to discover anything else that could have happened?
Yeah.
Where maybe it may have happened and Sabrina said no, and that's why this whole thing happened, because Sabrina's growing up now?
Wait, she said no to what?
That's why I'm just asking. I mean, did anything take place where Sabrina was fighting with you and said no?
Absolutely not. She was completely innocent. I saw her, we were watching SpongeBob, she said let's paint. So I just said lie down, and that's when that she's not to blame for this.
I wouldn't say she's to blame, but did you maybe get excited and get aggressive to her or anything?
No, no, I was absolutely not like that, sir.
Have you ever?
No, like I said, I think I might have did. At least there was that one time for sure, but I'm not like a child. I don't like little children.
How beautiful Sabrina was, and
Yeah.
how much you loved her, and she was
Right.
How could you hurt something so beautiful? What would?
Yes. Like I said, my original plan was, if Christian got out of line, I would just take care of him, and then I'd be here just about a 14-year-old.
For what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
you turn around and do something worse than what your was doing.
If it was sexual, I disagree with that.
I'm not saying, but what you did tonight, I mean, it's...
Well, it took about 4 minutes, but she's not in any more pain anymore. She's not like every day having someone torment her.
And telling them what was going on at home, or, I mean, there's options of when there's abuse taking place.
Right.
I mean, there's Department of DCFS, Department of Child Family Services. I mean, there's. Did you ever think about any of those things?
I've told my parents, and they just like laughed at me, and they said, "Don't be a snitch," and whatever.
After the investigation, the police conducted a thorough search of the home. During this search, they found several notes with disturbing content that depicted violence. Keith's mother also mentioned that her son was often disrespectful and didn't get along with the family, except for Sabrina. The family also claimed they never saw any signs of the abuse Keith had mentioned. In the end, Keith was found guilty and charged with first-degree murder. The reasons behind his actions and whether his explanation held any.
When someone says I loved her right after describing how they planned her death, that contradiction matters. Courts don't just punish actions, they examine intent. And here, intent was clear. This wasn't loss of control. This was a decision.
Truth remain a mystery to this day. Just like in this case, there was another interrogation that took a dark turn, filled with graphic details that could give anyone literal nightmares. Case number 2, Sabrina Zunich.
911 was an emergency. What is going on? Who had the knife?
My sister, and I just woke up because I was yelling.
The cry you just heard came from 13-year-old Megan, a girl filled with unimaginable terror. She had just witnessed her sister Sabrina savagely stab their mother, Lisa Knafel, more than 200 times. This was a horror no child should ever have to witness, making it one of the most chilling cases in the annals of crime. It's crucial to note that Sabrina was an adopted child, joining the Knafel family at the age of 17. At first, everything seemed to be going well. She was even excelling in school. No one could ever have imagined the tragedy that would eventually strike the Knafel family. After her sister Megan's frantic 911 call, Sabrina was arrested and taken to the hospital to treat the injuries she sustained while wielding the knife. But now the pressing question was, how could she kill the very person who had given her a new home and a new life? And more importantly, why?
You remember me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm Jim Vitale. I'm a policeman. This is Detective Parmer, Detective Broadwater. They work with me. Hi. Well, we're going to sit down and talk for a moment. I asked them to come with me because we all kind of been working a little bit. Probably wondering what happened, and we're wondering what happened here. We have some routine paperwork we have to go over real quick. So what do you recall?
From yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Getting done with my homework? Getting, I don't know, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Would anything unusual happen?
I don't know. Everything went fine according to what I knew of.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Starting from
when you got home from school yesterday.
No.
I got home, I went to do my homework. Then we had hamburger helper. And then I went back to doing my homework.
Lisa's still awake?
I don't know. I just remember going in there, having the bottle, starting to shake it to get the meds, and then I'm gone from there. I don't remember anything at that point on.
What do you remember?
Everything except...
Were you taking any illegal narcotics yesterday?
No.
At first, Sabrina tried to stall the conversation by playing innocent, pretending she didn't remember the incident. But the investigators were prepared. they had more than one method to get the answers they needed.
You had this opportunity to say goodbye to Kevin?
I was at the computer desk.
You're at the computer
I
desk?
don't know. I went to the living room also because I was printing my bracelet. I mean, I was in the living room, I was in the kitchen, and I was in the office. That's it. I mean, I believe so, yeah, he just said bye, because he always says bye to everybody.
Okay.
And we either say bye to Bella, Billy kisses him, well.
Okay. You had an argument or anything with Lisa last night?
No.
No?
Everything was fine. From what
Everything's
I know.
Okay. Have you had these type of issues in the past where you just don't remember things?
I'm not positive. I mean, I know I was in my other group homes. When I was in a fight with other people, I blacked out.
You mentioned you've had, at your group home, incidences where you blacked out. Have those been physical?
What do you mean?
Like, did you get in fights? People?
Yeah, but it wasn't me hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a blow to the head, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Hit people before and not
remembered it?
Like, in the blackout? Yes. But not, I don't sword fights.
Mm-hmm. You're not sure what's going on around you, basically?
No.
Right? And at some point in time, you say approximately midnight,
Yeah.
you go upstairs and try to go to bed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. After some point in time, you don't know how long it's been, you can't go to bed because you've got a headache,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Correct.
And the only place that there is any type of Advil or aspirin or ibuprofen is in Kevin and Lisa's bedroom, correct?
In the cabinet,
Right.
over the toilet.
Okay. You take 3 of those. After you take 3 of them, where do you go from there?
I don't know. That's one memory fits all. The only thing I remember after that was the ambulance, and then the hospital, and then finally I had this on my hands, and there, and then outside, because you always told me so.
Besides the 4 of you ladies,
Megan, Lisa, no.
no one else was there, no visitors, nobody came by to see you,
No.
nothing, okay.
All the doors are locked up?
Lisa Knafel and her husband Kevin were devoted parents to 3 children. Lisa worked as a social worker in the sex abuse department, while Kevin, a trucker, spent much of his time on the road. On the day of the murder, Kevin was away working. So far, Sabrina had been claiming she remembers very little about the events. However, when the officers start questioning her about Kevin, she suddenly has precise answers. This shift in her responses could prove crucial, laying the groundwork for unraveling the entire story.
Pretty much nighttime.
Oh, yeah. He's night shift.
Is that a GFS
Mm-hmm.
driver? Okay.
Double trailer.
Oh, double trailer, okay. And he has a specific route, like up towards Michigan or something, or?
I believe so. He used to go to Springfield, but then they had owner changes, so.
Okay. Does he work, does he do anything else?
He gets back up at like 6:20, and then drops me off at school and goes to the bus garage for the second job. And drives buses for 1 week.
Oh, he does? Oh, okay. So he drives you to school, and then he gets a bus?
Yeah, he goes to the bus garage.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to the same school that he drives for?
No, he does for the middle school.
Okay.
And I'm in the high school.
What time does Lisa usually get up to go to work?
I have no idea. I'm never there.
You're never there, okay.
I assume, I think she has to be there at like 8 or 9. I don't know. But, she gets like an hour up before.
Yeah.
I believe. I'm not positive.
Okay. And when you come home, how do you get home from school?
Either Kevin, because I do stay after school for help with homework, or I get on the bus.
Okay. Is Lisa home when you get home, or after?
All depends on the day.
Okay.
It's
Home with Kevin.
Kevin's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's more the one that helps me out. because this is Megan to deal with. Megan has mental instabilities herself.
Okay.
And so we made agreements a long time ago that if I need anything, that I could go to Kevin. And if it was major that she needed to be involved in, then he would ask, but not to be concerned about small things. Because it's already stretching her out because of her job, and Haley and Megan.
Initially, Lisa and Sabrina had a close relationship. However, over time, Sabrina began to feel increasingly disconnected. She felt that Lisa was biased towards her own daughters, which deepened the rift between them. As a result, Sabrina started to get closer to Kevin, perhaps a bit too close. What's worse was that this growing closeness seemed to blur the boundaries between them.
Emotional and mental abuse from her to me. She put her hands on me, not fighting, but restraining me because I wouldn't give an iPod to her. And I don't know. I don't know. She's never seemed to like me, and she's been wanting me out of the house.
Lisa is not alive now.
What?
What is your thoughts on that she is not alive? Maybe you didn't understand. That's what we're talking to you about.
She is me.
She's dead.
You should have told me I did it.
Yes. But most of that blood was probably hers.
That's why we need you to concentrate and think about what happened. And we know you were there.
Haley is my everything. I love her.
Okay.
Megan, she's bipolar also. So me and her were up and down, but I've never done anything to her, ever, nor had thoughts. I mean, I'm a very nice, giving person, but he'll tell you that. When it's the ones that won't lie to you. I don't do anything to hurt people. And Megan constantly treats me like complete crap, but I go back to her and I help her with things. I'm accepting of people. Is everything gonna be okay?
Just
not with me.
No, it's not gonna be okay for a lot of people.
At that moment, Sabrina was using her emotions as a stalling tactic, but the officers weren't buying it. Her crocodile tears weren't going to sway them. With unwavering patience, they continued pressing for answers.
Stop. Do you recall any of that?
No.
I'm going to tell you how I know this because she called 911 and I could hear both of you in the background.
Uh-oh. Why can't I remember this?
I don't know. That's why we're talking to you. I don't know. Do you remember which one it was? Or no?
Play that long? Probably 9 to 12 inches. Very sharp.
Does it have ridged edges or does it?
Well, have you ever slammed your door open where the door handle?
Those were both there from Megan.
They're from
Before I
Megan?
got there.
Okay.
She has huge major issues with ink.
Okay.
She's pulling up on me multiple times and hit me, and then claimed that I tried to stab her with a butter knife.
Your clothes were blood-soaked, dripping.
You told me I killed her.
You don't remember anything?
Oh.
Keep in mind that Sabrina wasn't denying that she'd killed Lisa. She just claimed she couldn't remember the details of what had happened.
Did you stab Lisa?
How else would she have died if you're telling me she...
Well, either you did or you didn't.
What do you mean? That doesn't make sense.
I must ask you if you did.
I don't know.
Okay. Out of the 4 of you that are in the house, okay? One's 3, one's 13, you're 18, and then there's Lisa. Okay? What would be your explanation for what happened if you don't think you did this?
No, I can't think straight.
Okay.
You're under arrest. You know, Lisa's dead, and it appears that you're responsible for that at this time. So that's what the charge is going to be. But at that point, you're going to spend a weekend in jail, the county jail. We're not going to stay here all weekend. All right? And you'll have a court hearing probably on Monday.
After numerous back and forth exchanges, Sabrina stuck to her story of not remembering the details, but it became clear this was merely a strategy to evade responsibility on the grounds of insanity. The real twist emerged when it was revealed that Kevin Knaefel had manipulated Sabrina into believing Lisa was the problem. Kevin had been in a physical relationship with Sabrina since her bond with Lisa had soured, and it was suspected that he had planted the idea in her mind that Lisa was biased toward her own children. Sabrina eventually admitted that Kevin had coerced her into killing Lisa. In August 2014, Sabrina Zunich pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Kevin Knaefel faced charges for conspiracy to commit aggravated murder, complicity, and 6 counts of sexual battery. He, too, was sentenced to
What makes this case devastating isn't just the murder, it's the manipulation. Sabrina didn't act alone in her mind. She was coached, groomed, and redirected, and legally, that matters. Because justice here wasn't just about punishment. It was about uncovering who truly pulled the strings.
life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. But this next case is perhaps the most bizarre of them all. Case number 3, Nico Jenkins.
This was their ritual of sacrifice.
This is Nico Jenkins, a notorious serial killer who, according to his own claims, worshipped Apophis, the ancient Egyptian god often depicted as a serpent. Nico went on a terrifying killing spree, taking the lives of 4 people in just 11 days. On August 11th, 2013, a police officer found 2 bodies in a white Ford truck near a city pool. The victims included Juan Uribe Peña and Jorge Cajiga Ruiz. A week later, on August 19th, Curtis Bradford's body was discovered outside a garage at 18th and Clark Street. He had been shot twice in the back of the head. Then on August 21st, Andrea Kruger's lifeless body was found on the road at 168th and 4th Street. The mother of 3 had been shot multiple times. The horror of these murders shook everyone. But it wasn't until Nico Jennings was arrested for a separate matter that the truth began to unravel. Investigators connected him to the murders through surveillance footage, revealing the full extent of his brutal spree. The following clips are excerpts from his interrogation, where he reveals disturbing and truly dark details.
There you go. I don't like to be alone. I need to speak to someone. Okay. Because that's what makes my mind frame goes back. Obviously, I'm schizophrenic, bipolar, sir. I don't take medication, so right now, that's why I'm trying to stay. That's why I told them they need to hurry up when I'm in this mind frame. Okay. So that when I speak to you, it's clear. What I'm about to do, you, the sheriff office, and you guys need to be honest with me. Okay. Because if we're going to make this work and get this closure for this family, you're going to have to tell me what you have and what you don't have. That way I know if I have to go get it for you, because these are my cousins, brothers. But the one of them, you think I'm a mental case. He's a severe mental case. He has documented being in Lincoln Regional Center, Psychiatric Hospital. See what I'm saying? So if he goes into it, like even when y'all arrested me, I don't know if you were on the team, but he was acting up and they were pulling us out the house. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want this to... That's why I didn't want to talk down at the jail, because there's family members on my dad's side, because are the superiors about this, the ones that I know that can
He's my boss.
This is a man. The ones that I know that can make the
Nico, John Pankin.
First of all, this is going to be a long night, but you're going to get everything that you're going to need to give her family closure. But I want you to understand something, and I'm going to say this very clearly. I was not there.
Like many criminals, Nico Jenkins initially tried to deny any responsibility for the brutal murders, but what came to light next was nothing short of horrifying.
Okay, my religion of Kathoni Asumpel, that's the underworld. He was like on the Mummy, the Black Book. So this was them, my little cousins, the one that were in the house with me. That when I got to serve the search warrant.
Right.
This was their ritual of sacrifice. And I'm going to give you from A to Z. This is not no goose chase. This is the real deal right here, which you people signed up for.
The CCTV footage that helped officers arrest Nico showed a woman buying guns similar to those used in the murders. But if Nico was the killer, why wasn't he the one purchasing the firearms? The shocking truth was that the woman in the footage was Nico's own mother, Lori Jenkins. And that was just the beginning of the dark family drama. As it would later unfold, the entire Jenkins family was involved in his killing spree. Nico's sister Erica and cousin Christine also played sinister roles in luring the first two victims to their tragic ends.
Okay. Describe this to me. What this 9mm? Describe it to me.
Describe the weapon?
Yes.
It's a high point. It's a high point. I believe it's a high point rifle. But it shoots 9mm slugs. And if you was to see this weapon, you would not believe that it was the murder. Like I said, I didn't know who was coming, what was coming, who was it going to be used on. All I did was give the intelligence.
What kind of intelligence?
Intelligence of when would be the best window of opportunity.
You all right?
You all right, man? You all right, man?
That's what I don't understand, man. Is that all I was in the restaurant corrections, man. All I wanted was help from the people, man.
If you don't tell me what the heck happened out there, people are going to think the absolute worst. People are going to think the absolute bad. If there's someone panicked, if did something really stupid, now's the time. Because otherwise, you're right. They're going to look at Nico Jenkins as a flat, bloody killer. That's what's going to happen.
The officers tried several tactics to get answers, but when their efforts seemed to be going nowhere, they decided it was time to cut to the chase and apply some pressure.
I got Nico Jenkins. I got you.
What do you mean you got me?
I got your DNA at the murder scene. I got your DNA in the car.
Sir.
I got the weapon. Who? I know what. I know when. I know where. And then when I talked to you earlier, you were saying stuff about a carjacking.
That woman's husband and children. That woman's husband is grieving right now. This is not just some psycho killer that just wanted to go trophy. I'm documenting psychiatrically disordered. I'm documenting chemically imbalanced. This is a fact. So my point is...
We're well aware of that.
My point is this, though. This family didn't deserve this.
Right.
This could have been prevented had it not been for the Nebraska Department of Corrections doing what they knew what they supposed to have did. And they never gave me an opportunity. They never gave me an opportunity for treatment because I wouldn't take the medicine.
Nico Jenkins claimed that he was driven to kill by the voices of the ancient Egyptian god Apophis, placing the blame on the officers who had released him from the correctional facility in the first place. Despite his disturbing claims, in May 2017, a 3-judge panel sentenced Jenkins to death, along with an additional 450 years
Nico Jenkins
for
is the
weapons
extreme
charges
end of
related
what
to the
happens when
murders.
untreated mental illness, violence, and a broken system collide. But here's the hard truth: belief doesn't excuse brutality, and the law drew that line very clearly.
Throughout his time in prison, Jenkins engaged in extreme self-mutilation, injuring his face, tongue, and groin, requiring numerous stitches. His legal battles continued, but on April 20th, 2020, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear his appeal. The investigation didn't just stop with Nico. His family members were also deeply implicated in the horrific crimes. The Jenkins family's involvement in the crimes turned this case into one of the most chilling and twisted sagas in criminal history. What are your thoughts about these cases? Please share them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.